to our parents and our gymnasts about what a good back handspring looks like. So today I'm going to be doing that a couple of ways by showing you her amazing back handspring in slow motion, as well as using my son Zachary to demonstrate some key tips on how to make sure that back handspring looks correct. As I mentioned before, I'm going to have my son Zachary help us with a few key points of a back handspring. And the first thing that I want to talk about right now is the entry into that back handspring. Now in the gym, we will do several drills to demonstrate and teach our athletes how they start their back handspring, what that should look like. So what we're going to have Zachary do is do a demonstration of that. So he is going to actually start with his arms up by his ears. His head's going to be facing forward, chin neutral, arms covering those ears, and we actually have them sit in a chair and lean back. I know that sounds super silly, but we actually want them to lean backwards, and then he's going to go ahead and jump to a hollow body. So his head is going to be up, head up, good job, and he's going to be hollow right here. Now in the gym, we do that by having an athlete stand next to a stack of mats and jump onto a flat back. Now if you were going to do this at home and you wanted to be safe, if you had a big mattress, they could practice sitting in that seat and jumping back onto the mattress, but it does need to be fairly high up off the ground. You want to make sure that they're nice and safe when they do that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start by having Zachary do his handstand snap down. Now the handstand snap down is a super important part of a back handspring because it actually teaches the exit out of the skill. Now in a handstand snap down, we ask the athlete to kick up into a handstand, hold a nice tight body, and then they're going to actually whip their body down and get their arms up by their ears. Now, at the gym, we stack mats up and we have them put their hands on top of a panel mat, like the one I have laid out right here. But I don't have access to that at home right now. I'm probably gonna have to go to the gym and get some more equipment to do some more videos, so be looking for that coming in the future. But if you're at your house and you have access to 2 panel mats, stack one up, so that they can put their hands on that and then they can work on snapping down. Now the ideal way that they land that back handspring is with their feet all the way together and then leaning back. So I'm gonna have Zach stay nice and tight, but the exit, don't move your feet. The exit actually lands with their feet in front of them like this and their body hollow like that. Now, we actually do start to try to train them to actually fall all the way to their back, get their feet all the way underneath them, but I don't recommend you doing that at home because there's not soft enough equipment for them to practice that particular portion of that back handspring. Okay, so now that we've talked about how to get into your back handspring and how to get out of your back handspring, we need to talk about the middle of the back handspring. So in the middle of our back handspring, we actually need to see that beautiful bridge that we highlighted a couple videos ago. And if you want to go back and watch that video about bridges, I highly recommend that. You can see that on our YouTube channel and it's titled Bridges. So I would recommend you look at that one if you're confused about what a good bridge should look like. So here we're gonna actually have Zachary start his entry into his back handspring. He's gonna sit like he's in his chair. He's gonna jump back, good job. And he is in a nice tight legs together bridge. So right here, I need Zach's feet all the way together. And as you can see, he's nice and tight. He's pushing through his shoulders and his feet are together. His toes are pointed. Point those feet for me, Zach. Good job. And then he's gonna snap down into a bridge. That's the first aspect of when we first start training back handsprings. We have them go entry, bridge, to a snap down into a push-up position, which he's done for me. Now that we've talked about what the back handspring looks like in slow motion, let's take a look at Jaden's video of her slow motion back handspring so you can see a completed skill. I do want to point out that Jaden kind of hikes down in the end of her back handspring. That's just because of where she's competing that. But again, we do want to land with our feet underneath us. That allows us to connect multiple back handsprings. That lets us get ready to set into that nice back tuck. And that's just a really good progression element. So let's take a look at that video. As we progress through back handsprings, especially standing back handsprings, we start working on doing back handspring step outs. And back handspring step outs are ideal for balance beam and for there's some really neat connections on floor. And so I have recorded, or asked Miss Jaden to record for me, her standing back handspring step out. If your athlete has a back handspring and wants to work on something a little more challenging, a back handspring step out is the way to go. Now, a couple really quick tips about a back handspring step out for those that are looking at doing those. I would like our athletes to make sure that their feet are offset. So they should actually have one foot inside of the other, kind of offset, like they're staying on a balance beam. When they do that back handspring step out, they're actually going to split super early. It's gonna almost look like a jumping back walkover. And in Jaden's video, as you can see, she jumps and she lands in an open split fairly early and then comes down. Both feet are turned out and she lands in that nice tight lunge. Again, all of those elements work together to keep the hips squared. They work to make sure that she can stay centered and on a line. And that makes that back handspring super safe and super easy to do on a balance beam. Now, for those of my friends that have air tracks at home, work your back handspring on that line as much as possible. That is going to be a really helpful tool to you to use at home to get your back handspring where we need it to be for tumbling, for balance beam, and for whatever else we might do with that back handspring. Back handsprings actually can be performed up on the vault as well, and we see that as we move up through our levels. So I'd highly encourage our athletes to at least practice some of those simple drills if you can safely do so at home. Please make sure that you are not trying to do anything that might result in injury to you or to your parents or to equipment or furniture, because we want to see you back at the gym as soon as we're able to, okay? So we hope you enjoyed this video today from Miss Jaden, Miss Claire, and Zachary. I want to thank you so very much, and if you look, go ahead and go to our channel and subscribe. Be sure to like this video, share this video so that more people can learn all about gymnastics with us. Thanks, have a good day.